Hey yo, what it be? What it do? It's your boy Lava with a class review. Today, we're going to be talking about my main class, the Shaman. Unlike other classes, the Shaman has a multitude of play styles. You have your standard caster, for when you actually want a raid spot, your melee specialization, for when you want to slap the enemy with two wet noodles, and even a healing option, for those who enjoy a more feminine role. But let's face it, all resto players end up as DPS anyway. As we venture on this journey, you may question as to what is the appeal to this class anyway, so I'll give you a quick rundown. As a shaman, you are a tender to the elements. Using their power, you're able to battle your foes and heal your allies. None of that fancy magic bullcrap, nor galactic space light. You heal people with water while throwing lightning bolts. The shaman has been around since vanilla, used to be exclusive for horde players, but now is available for many new races. Some of those races being more acceptable than others, but that's a subject for a future video. To begin, we'll start with the worst of the three, Enhancement. This class is ranked. It would be in bro, what the fuck are you doing tier? Enhancement was designed to be simple, and attracts those kind of people as well. Imagine you are walking into a long dark tunnel, and at the end of it, you see a light. Your entire state of awareness is gone, and you must keep running towards that light no matter what. This is the only way the spec is played. You'll excel in single targeting encounters, but in every other situation, your raid team will question why they aren't charging you gold. In PvP, you will find more success. You will feel like a god, for the enemy players will run away cowering in fear, until you realize they were waiting for your cooldowns to drop. Playing Enhancement handicaps the player, preventing them from actually becoming a force to be reckoned with, in exchange for satisfying their primal urge to smash things with a hammer. Don't play the spec. Next, we'll talk about Restoration. I don't have anything wrong to say about the specialization, as it sucks on any fight with movement, but pulls numbers when people are stacked up in an orgy. My largest criticism would be more along these lines. Imagine having the ability to slay a dragon, loot a dungeon, and rescue a sultry maiden all for the price of $10 in Chinese gold a month. Then imagine healing the dude who does all that for the same price. Healers are essentially the base players and simps of WoW. Now let's talk about the specialization I play. Elemental is a standard resource caster, but when played correctly, can be a force to be reckoned with. As of right now in BFA, your playstyle heavily relies on procs and RNG. At peak build, you'll become an instant casting Gatling gun. The spec has a bunch of spells, and is more difficult to understand for the beginning player, but that's alright. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Elemental Shaman. The spec is extremely intricate, and without a solid grasp of Aristotelian physics, most of the rotation will go over typical casual's head. There's also Elemental's appeal to class fantasy, which is definitely woven into Horde lore. Its spec philosophy draws heavily from Thrall and the Warcraft RTS games, for instance. Players understand this stuff. They have the intellectual capacity to truly appreciate the power of these abilities, to realize that they're not just strong, they say something deep about WoW. As a consequence, people who dislike Elemental truly are idiots. Of course, they wouldn't appreciate, for instance, the skill required for funneling Lava Burst, which itself isn't possible without having multiple targets to Flame Shock. I'm smirking right now, just imagining one of those addle-padded enhancement players scratching their heads in confusion as an elemental shaman's overall damage tops their details meter. What fools. How I pity them. And yes, by the way, I do have orange parses as elemental. And no, you cannot see them. They're for the ladies' eyes only. And even then they have to demonstrate they're within 5 IQ points of my own, preferably lower, beforehand. Nothing personnel, kid. Well, that's it for today.